They still feel like they have this association with the state of Israel and defend the state of Israel, and it's been fairly successful. These initiatives. I mean, it starts at like J School, camp, and it goes all the way to any kind of community organizing, because a lot of Jewish institutions still, and this is what my members of my community have told me, like the sense of loss that they feel once they come out and tell their parents that they are opposing Israel. They no longer can participate in a lot of these community events because they get chastised. And
I feel like should you uphold Israel or should you uphold the Israeli government?
yeah, no, I
Like when you say uphold Israel,
generalize.
yeah.
No, it's by design. I oppose Zionism as an ideology. I don't have a problem with people living there. If they lived in a single, solitary, secular state, there would still be a lot of issues. I think there would probably be a lot. It would resemble the Reconstruction era here, but there'd be some growing pains. But at the end of the day, as long as everybody got equal say and equal rights and equal representation, as opposed to the current occupation structure that exists, then yeah, it's fine. It's a country just like any other country, and there's going to be problems there. Right now, Israel is exceptional in some ways, where it's not like any other country, and I think a lot of its defenders try to present it as such. Israel is not dissimilar to how countries were formed. Maybe maybe 100 years ago, or 200 years ago, or 300 years ago. But this kind of siege warfare in 2026 is obviously going to be deemed unacceptable by people who do believe in liberal values and humanitarian values. Because we should oppose it. That's what we learned. We learned in school that this is unacceptable when nations of the past did it. We're supposed to acknowledge that it was unacceptable when America did it. Now, the problem is some people don't want to acknowledge that, right? Because this is a settler colonial occupation as well in its inception. That's how America was started as well. The mass slaughter of the indigenous population and the continuation of chattel slavery after that. So it's taken a long time for America to try to heal some of these racial wounds, and let's be real, it's not happening. It's not exactly. It's not exactly a success story. Having said that, however, I think it's still probably better than the conditions in Gaza. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
So that's what I want to stop, and I think the reason why the Israeli society broadly has shifted so far to the right in a matter of decades is because of this ideology that guides Israeli society. It's Zionism, which I, by the way, have no problems equating to fascism, because it is a fascist ideology, and even make these comparisons to Nazi Germany, which is very frustrating for a lot of people. They say that's anti-Semitic.
All right, we got more with Hassan Piker when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
I don't even know which sex it's from. It's from, and she got it on, like the way she forms. And she gon' perform it, look the same in morning. She don't stop, keep on it. Okay, I really do.
What I make in a night.
I'm just trying to say.
Morning, everybody. Just hilarious. Guy, we are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking with political commentator Hassan Piker. Charmaine?
Why does Representative Randy Fine want you to report? He said you should be banned from these.
Yeah, he's worried I'm gonna eat his burgers. That's why.
That's fat shaming.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a former fat. I got the card. Yeah. But he's an odious figure. I mean, he's repulsive.
I got the card.
He's disgusting. His
Let me talk
worldview
to
is
What's that? You're odious.
no, odious. Yeah, like repugnant. Like he's disgusting. And it has nothing to do with him being fat. Like, yeah, I'm talking about his worldview. I mean, it's disgusting. It's racist. I mean, he's said heinous things like, oh, if given the opportunity, I'd choose dogs over Muslims, 1,000 times over, or whatever. It's like,
Does this comment just say people so desperate for attention? They're like, look, I'm driving somewhere, come with me. First of all, that's not true. I get on this live every morning, Monday through Friday, 7:45 to 8:30 a.m. as I go to work. Instead of talking on the phone and screaming and all this type of stuff, I like to chill with y'all. You know, I'm being crucified for that. It's crazy.
you can get away with being a horrible monster and say disgusting
Horrible
things
monster.
even as a congressperson, and no one will censure you. I mean, Rashid Tlaib, wonderful figure. I love her. She's Palestinian, and early on, she delivered a speech, and at the end of the speech, she said, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free." They censured her. Democrats participated in the censoring as well. They've yet to censure Randy Fine. And it's the same thing for there's a dual condemnation bill by Josh Gottheimer, who's a New Jersey congressperson, and Mike Lawler, who's a New York congressperson. They put out this dual condemnation bill. It's a messaging bill. It's irrelevant, but it's to apply pressure to these platforms that give me safe harbor, allow me to communicate my dangerous ideas. They put out a dual condemnation bill, and they said, Candace Owens and Hassan Piker are anti-Semitic, and we oppose them. Now, that's not going to pass regardless, right? But it's not supposed to.
Crucified. Hyperbolic, are we? But why do you do it? Good morning, beautiful. Why do I do it? Why do I get on live? Why do I do it? I do it because I want to build a community. That's why I do it. I do it because I want to give people somewhere to chat and talk and make jokes early in the morning when they get up, when everybody else is sleeping. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Places like Germany as well. And he can travel to these countries with ease. But if you oppose Israel, all of a sudden, even if you're a Twitch streamer, which is laughable in comparison, like the amount of influence and power that I have is negligible in comparison to Elon Musk, right?
Very true.
And
you do have some power.
I'm sure I have some motion, right? I'm here. I'm here.
Influence an election.
Isn't your Twitch stream like one of the Twitch biggest subscribed to? Okay.
Yeah, it's big. It's definitely. We got a pretty solid community. I wouldn't say I'm a kingmaker in the way that people present it. If there is good harmony with candidates that have, the fundamentals, that have the policies that have a lifetime of advocacy work and organizing work or experience that you can point to. An example of this that took place is in the Michigan Senate race right now. The primaries are going to be happening in August. Abdul El-Sayed is my guy, right? He's a Rhodes Scholar. He's a doctor. He's a stud too. He can do 3 plates on the bench press. And I mean, that's besides the point, but you know, I like that personally. And you know, I've known of Abdul, and I've hung out with him. You know, I've done fundraisers online, small dollar donations for my community for his campaign, because he doesn't have any corporate PACs. He opposes you know, corporate PAC money, and he's AIPAC has said that they're going to deploy $30 million in his race, right? Because he opposes America's relationship with Israel. He wants to reconsider our endless expansionist mindset in not only the Middle East but all around the world. He says we got to take this money away from these bombs and spend it on ourselves, spend it on healthcare. He's been an advocate for Medicare for All. He wrote a book about it, and he was in the Detroit Public Health Office. So he abolished 300,000 people's medical debt. You know, he had this glasses program where he gave thousands of people in Detroit glasses so they can see and read. And he's a wonderful person, right? But he wasn't getting a lot of attention initially in his race. And he reached out to me and said, "Oh, let's do a campaign rally together." And I had already done stuff with him. I traveled to Dearborn. We worked out, played basketball, all this stuff.
Why is this fake news?
And also a lot of center-right forces in the Democratic Party started writing articles about the dangers of aligning with someone like myself. Abdul Al-Sayed is now in first place. He was in third place when they were talking about that. And since that happened, there was like a month-long process where they were like, we should oppose Hassan Piker. He's bad. And his opponents, Mallory McMorrow, compared me to Nicholas Fuentes. Again, a white nationalist, neo-Nazi. That's just the exact oppositional figure to my world, right?
Yeah, I've heard both rhetorics. I wouldn't put that category.
Yeah, it's disgusting, and people saw that for what it was, and this created a lot of trust for Abdul, because he did not stand down, he did not apologize for doing this, and he kept pushing through, and I think that earned him a lot of trust with Michiganders who saw that and were like, wait a minute, this guy's awesome. They saw his background, they saw his work, they saw his advocacy, they saw his policies, and they identified with it. And now he's in first place in the Democratic Party primary.
Hassan Piker, tell them where to follow you, man.
Yeah, I'm live on Twitch every day at twitch.tv/Hassanabi, and I'm also on all the platforms. Hassan D. Piker on Instagram, on YouTube as well, and on Twitter I'm Hassan the Hun. It's just, I'm so old school that I don't even have the same name for every one of these platforms.
Hassan, like,
Yeah.
I thought you said the hunk. Like,
No.
Hassan,
That's crazy. That's crazy. No, just Hun, H-U-N.
Thank you. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Let's get right to the latest with Lauren. You particularly are bringing an energy to mainstream radio. That knows a little bit about everything and everything. Ask the question, yeah.
On the Breakfast Club.
Little brown girls look at you and don't want to be like you.
LL Cool Man, talk to me.
All right, y'all. So Jelly Roll, we talk about Jelly Roll up here, one of our, friends of the room. Yesterday it was not announced, but TMZ did a story yesterday that Jelly Roll filed for divorce from his wife. Oh my God. Funny. Yeah, I was very shocked by this story. So according to sources,
Hello?
Jelly Roll filed for divorce back in May in Tennessee. The divorce was listed as mutual.
Yeah, can I get the $6 meal deal?
It was listed as a private family matter. You guys will remember they met back in 2015.
I want a medium iced coffee with cream and sugar, caramel iced coffee with cream and sugar, and cold foam.
At one point, I know.
And you could give me 2 bacon, egg, and cheese wraps.
They had some issues in their marriage with infidelity.
2 bacon, egg, and cheese wraps. That's it. Thanks.
They documented. Like, so we were in their business a bit.
Yeah.
But that's why I think people were so attached to the marriage
Yo,
because he went through all his weight loss stuff. He got over his addictions, and he talked so much about her.
Changed his life. Like when he
Yes.
accepted his Grammy Award, everything. Like, and then they just been recently so in love and all over each other. It was a little random to me. But
Yes.
again, we don't know
What's
behind
going on?
closed doors.
So I do have the Grammy, a part of his Grammy speech from back in February, from when he talks about Bunny. Let's take a listen.
First of all, Jesus, I hear you and I'm listening, Lord. I am listening, Lord. Second of all, I want to thank my beautiful wife. I would have never changed my life without you. I'd have ended up dead or in jail. I'd have killed myself if it wasn't for you and Jesus. I thank you for that.
Yeah.
Damn, then turned around and filed.
Yes.
How long ago was it?
They filed in they say it's listed
No,
as
I'm
May.
talking about that award show.
That was in February.
Oh, yeah, that's my. Oh,
They still could be friends and just, you know,
Yeah,
their
probably
marriage
so.
didn't work.
damn.
So they just don't feel the same way about it.
That don't mean nothing he said in that speech wasn't true.
Yeah. It's just I don't know. It shocked me to see the headline yesterday.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Shocked me too.
All right, now moving on. So bringing it back here to New York, French Montana. So French Montana, there was a taxi driver in New York. There was a video that was super viral. This taxi driver, you see in the video, he's standing outside of his car. He literally looks like he's just lost all hope.
He looks depressed.
Yes, there are New York Knicks fans on top of the car, inside of the car, around the car, and jumping up and down. Yes. Now, according to, there's like a New York Taxi Cab Association, they mentioned that the taxi cab driver was literally drug out of his car. They allege that the car was destroyed, and that this is tough because taxi drivers pay to work. So French Montana, even before the association had said this, he had reposted on X and said, somebody let me know who this man is so I can help him get back on his feet. Yesterday it was announced that French Montana has teamed up with GoFundMe and a couple other organizations to raise money. They want other New Yorkers to tap in to help this taxi driver get back on his feet. His name is Noreen.
Do we know why this happened?
Charlamagne.
No, I just want to. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying,
What do you
we
mean, do we know why?
all sides of the
It don't
story?
matter,
It
man.
does matter.
It don't matter.
New York
Unless
is being New York
unless
and
he-
trolling.
Yeah, unless he hit somebody, ran into somebody. The
And
fact
we don't
that-
know if that didn't happen.
I haven't seen
We don't
video
know
of
if this
that
man
yet.
called somebody out his name. I don't know. I'm just saying before we start raising money and donating, can we get all sides of the story?
That
first?
man lost his business, and you know in New York
Yes.
City, yellow cabs are already struggling out there because people are using
Yeah.
Uber and Lyft. So the fact that they destroyed his car, was
And
stealing on his
walking.
car.
Just last week, this beige boy over here said that if you see two kids fighting, you shouldn't just run over and assume one kid did something and the other didn't. You should separate them both. All I'm simply saying is,
Look,
let's
what
see
I-
all sides
What
of
did
the
I say was wrong? I just said
situation.
the fact that they're supporting this gentleman and getting him back on his feet. I don't see nothing wrong with
The
that.
white man?
And you told what if? What
I
if
think
you said you New York
he's
niggas?
Middle East.
He's like Middle
No,
Eastern.
everybody gonna be driving the
He's
cab.
Middle Eastern.
No, but
We don't know.
Yeah,
You might have thought it was knickers, but he was saying knickers. We don't. All I'm saying is, I just want to hear all sides. I'm not saying that they. I don't. This isn't justified in no way, shape, or
Regardless,
form.
he don't deserve that.
They
that
say,
man lost his-
they say he's
there was a lot of them.
He's a 59-year-old cab driver. He spent years working behind the wheel. They say his life was turned upside down. His
Yes.
cab was vandalized. He was dragged from the vehicle by the crowd. In a matter of moments, the vehicle was driving. The vehicle was severely damaged and left him facing an incredibly
Okay,
difficult
so let's just
situation.
hypothetically, what if these people in this crowd say something else? So we hear that he said some wild stuff, and you know he called somebody a slur or
And they had to
something.
do all of that, even if still.
I mean, you can't control how people react to
can't
something like
control how
that,
people
but,
react.
I mean,
but we don't know that.
You
I have to
can't
be
control how
fast.
people
I
react.
hate to agree with him, but if you run around calling black people N-words and they jump on your car,
That's all- Why does it take y'all forever just to see
but
where I'm
I don't think that happened. I think he's going to the extreme. I think he's going to the extreme.
I'm just saying we don't know.
I think it was they won and they were out there. He was
Right,
trying to
this
drive
man's
through the
face.
traffic.
He looks so depleted
He
by
was trying to
life.
drive through the traffic. He was trying to drive through traffic,
I don't know,
and that's what
man.
happened. That happened to a bunch of cars that day.
Yeah,
so
There
yeah,
wasn't no bunch.
They're trying to raise
There wasn't
money.
no bunch.
a couple,
They're
Don't
trying
lie
to
on New Yorkers like that.
a couple, and a
They
yellow
were setting
bus.
cars on fire, bro.
That was
Like,
yellow bus.
stop.
They're trying to
And the
raise
yellow bus ain't do nothing to nobody.
$25,000 for him. They've raised a
We
total
don't
of
know.
$23K.
So now with the yellow bus car.